What's up, YouTube? Welcome back or to the channel if this is your first time here. This is your first time here. You'll see in my previous videos that right now this channel is mostly about how I converted this bus, or am in the process of converting this bus into a toy hauler. So as you'll see today, we're not in my local high school parking lot. I'm actually shooting this video outside of my house. Today we took a vote on Instagram about what did you guys want to see next. Did you want to see a walk around of some of my bikes? There's my street bike right there. Or did you want to see just a little bit more about the bus in the condition it's in before my trip, which actually I leave for tomorrow, and overwhelmingly so, the bus won. Really surprised. Thought you guys might want to see the bikes that inspired the bus. But so today's video, we're just going to tie up a few loose ends, talk about a few things that I missed in the first couple of videos, explain a few things, maybe show you one or two things that we've added. But honestly, there hasn't been too much added since the last video, so you'll have to excuse that the bus is wet. But every time I set out to make a video for you guys today, it started to rain just minutes after being outside. I shot the intro probably 4 times. Would have to go back inside for 20 minutes or so, and then the rain would stop. And of course that happens after I washed my bike. But anyway, really, I guess one of the only things added to the bus since the last time I made a video is that we added a light bar to the front of the bus. Now, sadly, we did not add the 52-inch light bar that I will eventually be adding up there, but I did add a little, I think it's 20 or 16-inch light bar to the front of the bus. This is a light bar that was on my Jeep when I sold my Jeep, and I took it off to reuse it for the bus. I didn't get it mounted where I wanted to. I really wanted to mount it down there in that opening, but the way the brackets are for this light bar and it just didn't work. It doesn't fit in there as perfect as it looks like it was going to, so it didn't work. And then also had some challenges mounting it on the bumper right there, as there's some supports under that bumper that prevented me from centering the brackets. So as you can see, the light bar is not centered on the brackets in order to get the light bar centered on the grill. But it's a dual light bar, so it's, you know, combination spots and flood, and it does great. I'm not really gonna need any more, but I'm still gonna put the 52 on there because I have it, as well as I'm gonna add some driving lights that I have right inside there. But that with some good Sylvania bulbs in there right now, and may even convert them over to LEDs. But that's one of the main things I added since the last time there was a video. The second thing we added, and I think we talked about it in a previous video, is we got the curtains done. So this is just a kind of sheer but black material curtain, very cheap on Amazon, and it came in longer panels. My wife had to cut them, sew the bottom up, and make them fit the bus perfectly. But there's a whole bunch of different sections. So, or excuse me, I guess on this side there's 4 sections. So I could take down, you know, piece by piece if I wanted to let a little bit of light in. These won't be left up when I'm driving, but they will be up when we're camping in it, so that we have a little bit of privacy. Then for the front window, we made a little curtain right there out of an Eagles flag that'll cover that window. Made a larger curtain that'll cover the door, and we have a sunscreen, the typical sunscreen you would put to prevent, you know, sun from beating on your dashboard to take care of the window. I do not have anything to block the driver's side or the driver's window at the moment. It's not really going to be necessary, but I have a couple of flags and banners I could toss up there, as well as like a backpack that will be with me. It's just not really going to be necessary because they won't be able to see around the corner and past this screen here. So that's that. The TV installation got finished and all cleaned up. The PlayStation is in the drawer like it was supposed to be, with some computer fans to cool it. Finished filling the toolbox and adding the power tools, and got most of the other stuff we need ready for the trip. The bus is ready for the trip, with the exception of putting my bike in it, which will happen in a little bit there, probably in this video. Now, as far as loose ends to tie up left over from the first video, there wasn't too much. After the video about the TV installation and the video about loading the bikes, we covered like the top 5 things that either people were asked about, or asked me about, excuse me, or that I wanted to get to. One thing that we didn't get to was the hours on the bus. So in the first video, we talked about the fact that the bus only has 140,000 miles on it, which for the Ford 7.3 liter is nothing. These motors have been documented to go for 750,000 miles easily. And this one has 141,212 miles on it. So that's really low. I'm really excited about that. Also, as in most school buses, my bus, has a hours meter on it. So as we can see right there at 28,000 hours, it's not really that many hours either. Excited about that. And then this being a New Jersey Transit backup bus, as well as being owned by one school before that, it was maintained pretty thoroughly for insurance purposes. And that fat stack of paperwork in that folder right there is the service records for the bus. So I really got lucky on this bus with the way it was taken care of and the documentation. The downside, or I would say the only, thing that I'm not happy about is it being a Northeast bus. There is some rust underneath that will have to be addressed. Nothing too crazy, but it will have to be addressed. So let's talk about the solar kit that you're seeing in the video right there. First video, we talked about how the bus has 4 additional batteries besides the one that powers it, located in that compartment right over there. You'll see a lot of these like conversions, whether people are going to be living in these or camping in them more than I'm going to run some pretty serious solar setups on these to have power, to power the power inverter when the bus isn't on. I kicked around the idea for a while about whether or not I was going to do it, and I didn't get a chance to pull it off before the trip, but what I ended up doing, went to Harbor Freight and I got this solar kit. When you break this kit down, what it really consists of are 4 of the 25 watt solar panels, totaling 100 watts. It does have a charge controller. It has the connections to either hardwire it to the battery or alligator clip it onto the battery. It comes with all the wires to get from the panels to the charge controller. And then 2 LED light bulbs, which is a neat little feature. So it does not come with the battery. For this camping trip out, I won't have time to install it. Eventually, those panels will be installed up on the roof permanently. And I will add a second solar, at least one. See, I'm not going to be camping in this too much, so I don't need a whole lot of amp hours power. But anyway, I will add at least one battery to it, one deep cycle battery. But for this camping trip, the panels will be set up using the stand, like you see in that picture there, next to the bus, and then connected to the bus's batteries so that we can keep the power inverter running off of the batteries and keep them constantly charged by the panel. I'll be honest with you, this is my first experience with solar. Whether or not this is going to work the way we plan it, I'm not sure. I may stop and pick up an extra battery on the way down. The good news for this bus's batteries and for the solar kit and for us is that most of the day we're going to be out riding. This trip is really about the motorcycles, so we're only going to be at the camp at night. If the batteries can keep if the solar panels can keep the batteries charged, where at night we can have a little bit of light and some, ability to charge our phones, charge our GoPros, and stuff like that, then we'll be hitting the sack. We'll be calling it a night. We're cooking with propane stove. We're cooking with campfire. So we really only need to be able to charge our stuff and maybe watch a little videos, a little bit of movies or something on the TV, maybe play a video game if the weather is terrible. But honestly, we've ridden in bad weather down there before, and we will do it again. So the next thing that I forgot to cover in the last video is something minor, but we were talking about how the bus doesn't really have a lot of storage, and buses in general don't really have a lot of storage. So I was able to take advantage of some of the storage space underneath. So if we flip that back to fold on the seat here, you'll be able to see that underneath we have some storage space if it wants to cooperate. Right now we have a tent, sleeping bag, 2 camp chairs, a tool bag that has a fold-up military-style shovel, as well as an axe in it, a fold-up cooler, and then a larger camp chair on that side. There will also be a propane stove under there, as well as some of the other cooking supplies. Then off to the side, we just use it a little bit more storage space. We have another toolkit down there that it's just a 225 piece toolkit that didn't fit in the Yukon toolbox. That silver storage case right there is actually on my GoPro and camera equipment. And then this is Scott's saddlebag that he left in the bus the last time we met up. And then, of course, because COVID-19, we got our hand sanitizer that was standing in the cup holder before my son used the bus as a playground earlier today. That about does it for things added to the bus since the last time we did a video. So, as for what's coming next, I guess maybe we'll explain a little bit about what my plans are for the bus, for the trip, for the channel. And right now is to upload a video every Wednesday. Every Wednesday morning as voted for on my Instagram. This video was supposed to be a little longer, but the weather didn't really want to cooperate for me to go where I had to go to do what I had planned for the video. So I really just wanted to cover some of the things that we didn't get to show you, some of the questions that were asked, as well as kind of show you how it's prepared for this trip. Next video is probably going to be a walk around of the bikes, and then we're filming a lot of content on the trip. So we're going to do a little bit of vlogging on the trip. We're going to do a little bit of riding on the trip, show you some of the roads. For those of you who didn't see the video before, we're going down to the Tail of the Dragon and all the surrounding roads around there. Do the Devil's Loop, probably hit Cherry Skyway. We'll definitely be hitting like Foothills Parkway. We actually have to take the foothills to get from where we're camping over to the Tail of the Dragon. We're going to check out my buddy Ryan's new barbecue spot down there, A&R Texas Barbecue. Real Texas Barbecue, moved up to Tennessee. Ryan just relocated from Texas this year. So that's going to be a fun time. It's going to be my first time seeing him, seeing the new shop. Located right on Route 129, which leads you into the Tail of the Dragon. So great location. But yeah, that's what's to come. So a walk around of the bikes coming. This video will air in 2 days on Wednesday. Then the following Wednesday after that. Hopefully, if I can get the trip footage edited by then, that'll be out. If not, you get to see a walk around of the bikes. You'll see my bike, the four, I kind of have five, but the four main bikes that are mine, as well as my wife's is counted in that. She would kill me if she heard that call me my bike. And then we'll probably get some footage of Scott's bike on this trip so that we can include that in the walk around. That's a little bit about what we got going on. So in the meantime, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Help me see that I'm not the only one interested in doing this. And tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to see of the bus. I'll answer any questions you have. Follow me on Instagram at MrThomasJonesy, and I will see you guys at the next video.